Our 8th recognition belongs to Asan Anarkulov. He is also in the 12th grade. Asan, please join us. Asan was nominated by Gary Garcia from Coronado High School in the Scottsdale Unified School District.
Every student that enters our class is a challenge and a gift. And this guy challenged me on the first day we met. We did our introductions, I gave mine. Students go around, hi, I'm Jose, I'm from Mexico. Hey, I'm Andres, I'm from Mexico. Hi, I'm Juanita, I'm from Mexico. And then we get to Asan. Hi, I am Asan Anarkulov, I am from Kyrgyzstan. Okay, I thought I knew my stands. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Stanley Steamer. But Kyrgyzstan, so maybe I didn't hear him right. So you do what teachers do. Where are you from? Ask him again. I am from Kyrgyzstan. Okay, so I reached behind me and I pulled down the world map. And for you younger teachers, I'll see me later, I'll tell you what that is. It has nothing to do with Google. And so I'm looking at the map, and okay, it's Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Turkestan, all of them, they're all there. I can't find it, I keep looking. I can start hearing some grumbling in the back, and thinking, este way, no sabe nada. Pressure, like, okay, I gotta find this. Next thing I'm expecting is, idiot. He would never say that. He would never call his teacher idiot. Asan would never do that. He was very respectful. I looked over, he's sitting in his chair, and he's at the edge, and I can just tell, he's like, please, have him come up there. And there's no way he would come up to the front of the class without being invited. There's no way he would disrespect his teacher like that. So I looked over and said, all right, dude, come over here and show me. I can't find it. And there it was, a little island of a country. Kazakhstan to the north, China to the southeast, with Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Russia above Kazakhstan, and this little island of it's not an island, but it's a small, I like to compare it to an island. 5.8 million people. There are 6.5 million people in Arizona. So to me, Asan got this award not only for the state of Arizona, but for his country as well. He naturally struggled with the language when he first came. He came as a freshman, his first time ever in the United States. And a few months into the year, I was working on a project with Chris Martinez from ASU called Resolana. And we combined technology with social interaction. We would talk about serious topics. And I got a chance to find out what type of character he was at that point. And at the time, some of the immigration laws had changed in Arizona, and some of the students were not very happy, and they were very vocal about that. They had some things to say that might have inflicted harm upon our illustrious sheriff in Maricopa. Things I could not repeat. But it was that type of forum. It was that freedom to speak. And when it was Asan's turn to take the talking stick and get into the middle of the circle, I couldn't believe this was a 15-year-old kid saying this. He said, I've lived through a revolution. I have seen violence and death in the streets. You don't want that. You don't want to see that, and it doesn't solve anything. The violence doesn't solve it. I always just thought, wow, profound words of wisdom from a 15-year-old. So I knew he was special. I knew he was intelligent. He was always wanting to learn. He was right there doing his best. By January of the high school years, you start selecting your classes for the upcoming year. So I talked to a couple of the other teachers in our department and said, I think Asan could do an honors class. What do you think? Yeah, we all agree, I think you could. So I spoke to them about it, and I thought, okay, Asan, here's what it is. And he said, well, what is it? What does it do? And when I told him about the grade point average, he's pretty good at math too. He thought, oh yeah, that sounds better. I mean, you can get 5 points instead of 4 for taking a class, why not? He took the ELL that year, passed it, was proficient, so in the sophomore year he goes into his classes. And he would come and visit me from time to time. We'd have lunch together in my room. If I was lucky, he'd bring his guitar. I'd give a personal concert. He plays classical guitar. And I can remember him coming and saying, "Oh, Mr. Garcia, it's so hard. You know, it's really a struggle. I can't believe it." And he had, I think, honors everything, including honors English after just leaving our program after 1 year. I thought, oh my God, I wanted to challenge him, not kill him. And he was working till like 1 and 2 at night. And I would say, Asan, you gotta take care of yourself. You make sure you get your rest because, you know, it's important. But he was so determined. And I believe he got a B that first semester in English, and I think A's and everything else. But I know I looked at his grades. He doesn't have a C yet, ever. Ever since then, he has taken every honors and AP class that's been coming available. I think if they had honors lunch, he would take that. And it's not available. And he joined the soccer team. He made the varsity soccer team as a sophomore, helped his team go to the state finals 2 years in a row. This year, he's the captain of that soccer team. He is in the National Honor Society. This year, he is the president of that society. He, as I mentioned, plays classical guitar. He is in a dance class this year. He's become a dancer. I found out he's a pretty good dancer. And I thought, you know why? Because you know martial arts as well. And all that body movement. Yeah, this is the guy I want on my side. He's a good guy to know. But the really amazing thing, he will graduate this year in a class of over 320 students, number 7 in his graduating class. I don't even know, if you know that fact. I went and got that from your counselor. And as I said, I had him as a student his freshman year. I'm no longer in the classroom, but Asan and I have kept in touch. And when I heard about this award, I thought this ought to be easy for everyone to make this selection, because this is truly an amazing young man. The type of person that I would trust with my car keys with a suitcase full of money in the back seat. Not that I would know where that would come from. I would trust him with it. So I give to you, ladies and gentlemen, Asan Anarkulov.
Good afternoon. I am very excited to be here and receive this award. To me, it is a grand acknowledgement of my hard work, and I am very honored to be a high school ELL student of the year in Arizona. I would like to thank Arizona's Department of Education for selecting me for this award, and I am deeply thankful for Mr. Garcia for nominating me. To me, Mr. Garcia is a very special person. He is my first friend in America. He is a truly professional teacher, and he's a genuine person who has always been there to support me and to push me forward. A couple of weeks ago, I was going through my old things, and I found a notebook from my freshman year in Mr. Garcia's class. And during each class, Mr. Garcia would give us prompts and questions to evaluate on. And so I read my first essays, and I felt like crying. First, I felt very sorry for myself because I really did not know how to speak English. And second, the way I tried to express myself with limited vocabulary, it was just hilarious. I spent a whole night reading my notebook, and it reminded me all the difficulties I have been through, such as missing my country, my family, culture shock, and a tremendous process of assimilation into American culture. On the other hand, it demonstrated me and made me realize how much I have grown and progressed as a student as well as a person. No matter what I do in my life, I always had one thing in my mind: how much I want it and how much I am willing to work for it. And I would like to end my little speech with a quote from one of my favorite idols, Will Smith, Talent comes naturally. Skill is developed only by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. And that's what I've been doing all my life. Thank you very much.